Hey guys, what's up? I am thinking about rebranding, reworking, redoing a few things. I feel like every 6 months, I feel like I need to change. I'm not gonna change too much, but I have just been thinking about the direction I want to go in and like what I want to be doing and how I'm being beneficial to other people. Um, I'm doing really good with OnlyFans right now. Currently sitting at the 2.4%. Um, I am starting to get really hopeful that I will reach the 1% by the end of the year. Um, and that sounds crazy. Not because I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because I work hard and I feel like I deserve it, but it is kind of just a unreal experience. Because I knew that I could get there, but it's just I appreciate things for what they are. And throughout this entire journey, I have appreciated and been grateful for everything and for creating like an incredible community of fans. Sometimes, I cringe at the thought of being an influencer or calling people fans. For a long time, I would only call people my clients. I technically still see them as clients because it is a service that I offer, and but also at the end of the day, like I have to be real. A lot of the people I talk to, they feel like I'm their friend. And that makes me feel really good. In the beginning, I wasn't really sure how I felt about that because I just didn't want these people to get attached to me and I didn't want to get attached to them. And I think it's just because it was everything that I saw on social media about like from other, girls or guys in this industry. It is, it's different. It's it's interesting. Um, but honestly, I'm a year and a half into this. I've been following creators that like inspire me. I've been following, corn stars that are mainstream and it's given me just a different perspective on things and also just like the type of person I am, like what am I trying to accomplish here? Because I'm not going anywhere. So I want to have fun and like I want to be impactful to people's lives. I know that like this is like some people frown upon it. They don't understand it. I think for myself, just the way that I have looked at this whole situation, business, is I feel like I'm giving confidence to people that need it. And sometimes talk like just have like being able to build that connection with someone gives people experience for the real world. I mean, this is the real world, but slowly over time of like doing this and connecting and getting to know people and having some really good spenders that like I'm just like, wow, you want to buy everything and you're genuine and you really support me and what I do. It's just kind of, changed my mind about a few things. And, there's this particular client, fan, friend, whatever you want to say at this point. Do we really have to put labels on anything anymore? Can we just not have fun? And, you know, they had left me like once before because they started talking to a girl, and I was, like, so happy for them. I was like, "Oh my god, like, you are doing the healthy thing," and, like, just being real with yourself and, like, saying, "Hey, I got a girlfriend now, I'm not gonna be on here, so thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for getting me through, those moments that I needed it." And they were so fun to talk to. And then they came back, and I was so happy. I was like, "Oh my god, my favorite person." I have a lot of favorite people. I really gotta stop saying that. I feel like a mother when you're like, "Oh, no, I don't have favorites." Well, maybe I do. There's just some people that have made their way into my heart, and I just really enjoy just chatting with them, and they're so respectful, and they just make the job fun, and so that's why I'm just sometimes you just gotta like tone down the noise, tone tune it tune down the noise. I don't know. um Turn off the sound of other people. Like, I feel like for myself, I'm a good person. I'm gonna be honest with people. I'm not trying to make people think that they have a chance with me in real life. I have a life outside of this. Um, I have a partner. I do this for fun. I do this because I want to, and it's helping me in life. It's a stepping stone in my life that is allowing me a life that I like that gives me freedom, that gives me choices, that, you know, makes me feel good. Like I've lost weight doing this. But before I get too off onto that, let's go back to the specific person. So they came back and, they told me what was up, and then they were just like, "Hey, like I need distraction. I need some fun. I need to see some new stuff." And so, it was good for a while, and I really liked it. And they weren't too needy. Like they respect my time, and I really appreciate that. And then it came again where they had met somebody, and so, they were just honest with me. They're like, "Hey, I'm gonna be leaving, and I hope to not be back." I don't remember if that was their exact words, but it. I think they feel really good about this one, and like it just that's what makes me like so happy, because I want them to succeed. I want them to just feel good. Like I don't want there to be any guilt. Why does there always have to be guilt? Why do you have to be ashamed of what you're doing? There are people out there, like, I'm not gonna lie, that there are some men that I talk to that they do have a spouse, and I know that some of them, like, their spouse knows, and then others, pretty sure they don't. I'm not judging. I can't really judge, and I don't want to, because this is my business, and I'm also not in the business of airing out other people's problems or issues in their own life, unless it impacts me directly, which I don't think anything would. It it's not my business. It's one of those situations. Don't be mad at me, be mad at them. So it is what it is. But what my hope is that I'm helping people that are lonely, and helping them, like, give them the confidence they need to go out into the real world and be able to talk to women or men, and feel good about themselves, because they should. I truly believe there's so many good people out there, but they are shy, or they lack confidence, or you know they think something's wrong with them, or they have a fetish that they think is weird, and I just don't see it that way. I think people, we get in our heads, and I think this is why some people call me mommy. Apparently, I've been given the mommy vibes lately, but hey, whatever works. I'll be mommy for you. I don't mind. So it's been so fun. It's been a blast getting to know people. And it is sad sometimes, because you get to know people and then they leave. And it's like, "Ugh, well, all right. I guess that was really fun. I'll never hear from them again." I'll never hear from them again. I don't know what came out of my mouth. And then there's people that stick around, and I think I've been so blown away by the amount of people that do. Like, I have fans that have been with me almost since day one, and I'm just like, whoa. Like, you were watching me grow in real time. Like, you were here when I was still lacking the confidence in myself because I was going back and forth about whether or not I needed to lose weight before doing this. But I'm really glad that I didn't. I'm glad that I put myself out there because honestly, like, it's been other people that have helped me get past my flaws. Like, I'm so hard on myself. I know what I look like. I'm very aware of what I look like. And I just find it so funny that people use that as an insult, as if I'm not trying to change my life and be healthy. But what I've really appreciated are like the ones that tell me that they love my stomach or they love, the natural parts about me. And, and they just like seeing me. It's so weird. But, thanks to those people, I've learned to love myself a little more and to embrace myself a little more. Especially with my stomach because I was insecure. I'm still insecure. I'm terrified, honestly, about what I'm gonna look like after weight loss. I do feel like, I do have stretch marks, and it does look like I might have loose skin. I don't think I'm gonna have too much loose skin. I've been very careful about that and, trying to take this slow. Like, I know, like, you see it, people can lose weight fast, but I just want to be careful because I want to just be healthy and avoid having to get surgery to fix something because it makes me insecure. Like, I want to love myself the way I am. And, I wish that I hadn't gained the weight. I do. But in another sense, I guess I'm thankful that I did and that I experienced it because one, I think I was when I was skinny, when I would make fat comments, like, what was I talking about? Because now I wish I was what I thought was fat. And so I've learned to appreciate my body more, and I feel like, with the weight loss, I'm gonna love myself unconditionally. I refuse to do anything else than that because, as I'm growing, I'm like, this is me. This is what I've been through, and I don't want to necessarily feel ashamed of myself. I want to love myself. And like, I've been realistic with myself, like, if I would ever get anything cosmetically done. And I am allergic to iodine, so I don't really know what I could necessarily get done or what I could substitute for that because I was with one of my cousins who got a mommy makeover and she was covered in iodine and I was like, oh god, like, um that was I didn't touch her, but I was in the room with her, and it's kind of hard to tell because um I felt like I was having an allergic reaction, but I also think maybe I could have just been being dramatic. But I know that I do have to be very careful about like how much. And yeah, I don't really remember why or what happens. I think because I was sick when I was little, and I know that they covered it on me or they injected or I don't know what happened. But apparently something happened and I just remember like we had to stop everything and they were just like asking, "Are you okay? Like, like, how are you feeling?" Or, and I was like, I don't know, like, I'm good." And then they were like, "You're allergic." And I was like, "Oh." And then they gave me a sticker and a teddy bear. And now I've ever since then, I'm just like, okay, gotta be careful. And then one time, like, so there's iodine that's also found in fish, raw fish, and I do know that when I consume a bunch of like seafood, I get rashes all over my skin. So I do know that happens, but I don't know. I don't really know much, to be honest. I'm just telling you my own experience. Um, but you're probably wondering, like, what is the purpose of this video? What am I talking about? So I want to start doing this thing where I document myself and kind of have like long form content for those that want to listen to me talk. I've had some people say that they like my voice, which is funny because I kind of always hated my voice. And this one time, side story, this is ADHD, by the way. Side story. There was this guy that catfished me. It was very awkward. Um, but it was just the entire situation was awkward, and I had said something because I didn't, I wanted to point, like, I was trying to, like, I don't know. It was just weird all around. But I had told him, I was like, you have a really high pitched voice. Like, it was just something I noticed. And I guess they took offense to that. Like, I wasn't really meaning it as an insult. I was just saying, like, oh, you have a really high pitched voice. And they were like, you have a deep voice. And I was like, oh, okay. And ever since then, I've just thought about, like, oh, my voice is deep. And then I told my friend about this story, and she's like, you don't have a deep voice. And I was like, what? And she's like, you have a, like a, I don't know how to explain it. If you play The Sims, it makes me think of like the little birdie, that voice. Maybe. I don't know. Can you explain to me what you think my voice sounds like? I used to hate it, but like now so many people say they like it that I'm starting to like it myself. It's kind of like the insecurity thing. Like I didn't like my stomach, and then a lot of people told me they liked my stomach, so then I started to like my stomach, and then now people like my voice, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should talk more. I like talking. I probably talk way too much. And that's okay. Maybe I was like built for this. Maybe I was built for public speaking, for sharing my story, for talking, telling you guys what's on my mind. Because sometimes I feel like I have really good ideas. Um, and I don't know. I've always kind of gone back and forth about feeling like I'm special, special ed. But sometimes I like tell myself that I'm just like everyone else. Like I'm not any different. Like I think that we all have it in us to be great, and it just a matter of, are you willing to become better and learn things and do things that challenge you, and I don't know. So yeah, I just feel really good about myself, and then I like kind of go back and forth because then I get to know other people more, or I'm around groups of people and I like to listen and observe. And then I'm like, I don't know if anyone thinks like I do. Like I think I think too much. I think I overanalyze things too much. And I don't think people have this problem. Obviously somebody out in the world does. I know somebody relates to me. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I want to share. I want to talk. I want to talk about my experience. I want to grow from this point. There's so much I want to do that's not even OF related, you know? I I think there's so many endless possibilities. So I don't really know how to say exactly what I want to do because I want to explore it. I want to experiment. I want to put myself out there and see how far I fly. So I've been doing YouTube for a while, and I've gotten better on it. I've gotten better about speaking, and I've learned quite a few things. And I know that one day, I would love to have a podcast. And honestly, like sitting here, I've been thinking, I'm like, I think I do have a few ideas on what I want to do. Because I was talking to another creator, and she was just talking about how we should collab and, talk about, I think it was like our mental health, or something along the lines of those. If you're watching this, I'm so sorry, I got it wrong. Sometimes I do have the memory of a goldfish. Every time like I'm reciting a story, or like there's a part in a story where it involves me saying something or someone else saying something, I'm like, hang on, I gotta go look at the message. I gotta go look at the post. I gotta go, because I have to recite it perfectly. It has to be word for word, because sometimes I feel like when I type something out, it there's a lot more thought into it, because I've thought about like how to structure the sentence to flow smoothly, whereas when I'm just talking openly, I feel all over the place. I feel scattered. And so for me, the way that I get out the thoughts in my head is by writing, and it helps me. And that's another thing. One of the things that I'm wanting to get into is writing more. I always joke that one day I would write a book about my life. And honestly, I just think in general, I want to write a book. Um, right now I'm really into like self-help books, but I really think I would want to write like a fictional story or a fantasy, and even maybe about myself, or a poem, or endless possibilities. So I've been thinking about that, and I want to start acting on some of my ideas. I want to stop like sitting back and waiting for the right moment, because I don't think there's ever going to be a right moment. I think you just got to do stuff. Sort of. I say that. Now I'm thinking about it. I think about certain points in my life that I probably would have never done this. But also like every moment leading up to this moment is because of a decision I made that I felt was right, that made me feel like I had to do it, I had to take it. Like my first job, I was ready to like die there. And then something in me one day was just like, I don't want this anymore. And you know, maybe that's life. Maybe you stopped wanting certain things because maybe you fulfilled it, or maybe it's just not as fulfilling as you thought it would be. And so I feel like we're all on this search for something, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. And so I will continue to there was a word I wanted to say, but I think I'm gonna say it wrong. Soar in the direction that takes me the furthest, like a bird. That's why I have so many bird tattoos on me. I just love birds. I love everything about them. I love watching them, listening to them. I love their story, where they migrated. Oh man. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was definitely a longer video. This was kind of my goal. I'm gonna start like adding like chapters, so it'll make it easier for people that don't want to listen to me talk about everything. But the idea is that I'm going to just kind of like talk openly like this, like I'm talking to a friend, and share maybe a tip or trick or life advice or something motivational. Maybe I'm just talking, but I think there's something that we can get out of these videos that's useful. I think that's the reason I want to do this, is because sometimes like I have a thought, and then it's like, how do I expand on it? Well, honestly, for me, like recording myself and like brainstorming in the moment kind of helps me, because then I start thinking of ideas and like how I want this to work. And, I bounce around because ADHD. there's always a side story to another story, and there's always a reason for it. Like, oh, there's so much. I'm showing you guys how my mind works, and and also just for those that like want to get to know me. Um, yeah, so this is me. My background's a little messy today. I'll be honest, I was kind of lazy. I started putting up Christmas decorations today, so I can get that started. I'm behind on everything. And you're probably thinking Christmas decorations in November. Okay, well, are you a content creator? Okay. You gotta work, or you gotta work ahead, or you're gonna get behind. And I want to be ahead so that I can not be behind and I can have fun. Because when I'm behind, I'm stressed and I'm not having fun. So it's important that I get stuff done. But also, I put up Christmas decorations as like something fun to do today because I've been working really hard this past week, this whole month so far. I'm on track to make it another really, really good month. So I'm excited to see that happen because I feel like I'm on a streak. I kind of go through these. I go through a streak and then I'm not on a streak. But I'm gonna ride it. I'm gonna ride it until I can't no more. Yeah. So if you like this long form video and you want to see more long form videos like this, like please let me know because one is going to encourage me to make more, and two, I'm probably going to do it anyways, but the encouragement makes me feel like you guys want it and I'm not just doing it but I'm also just doing it because I want to and I don't care that if no one watches it, it's totally fine. It's totally fine with me because it is for myself. Yeah, it's like exposure therapy. I don't know. So yeah, let me know what your favorite part of this video was and if you want to see more. I appreciate you for being here. And if you did watch it all the way through, leave an orange heart. I'm so curious if anyone does. So if you don't leave an orange heart, just give me a thumbs up, okay? Because that supports this channel, it supports me, and it helps me with reach and growing as a creator. So subscribe if you want to see more of me, and I'll catch you next time. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and upcoming week. We'll see when the next video comes out. They're kind of random. Bye, guys.